A doctor's sole purpose is to save and treat human lives, but sadly that's not always the case. Here are 3 times evil doctors realized they've been caught.
Chats, and you're talking about being concerned for her, and you're asking her, will you suck me? And I want you to taste me. Did you say that?
So, regardless of what goes on, I'm going to jail right now?
Starting with 48-year-old Dr. Morris Mullen, who is a suspected predator. It takes a lifetime to build a reputation but only seconds to destroy it. This was true in the case of Morris, a prominent doctor and cancer researcher. In August 2006, Morris ended up sabotaging his life and career in the process of trying to get together with a 12-year-old girl he had met through an online chat room. Morris and the girl soon arranged a meetup at the girl's house. Little did he know that the person he was going to meet was a decoy from an NBC television show to catch a predator.
That could be the doctor. Go to Mark 3. Have him come towards you.
Hey, you made it. Come on back.
Thanks. How are you?
Good, how are you?
The girl then invited him over to the hot tub in her backyard after asking Morris to pour the drinks.
Pour me a drink. I'm actually going to put on my suit so maybe we can get in the hot tub because it's all warm.
Oh, jeez.
So where are you coming from?
San Francisco.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, so there probably was a lot of traffic, huh?
Do you have a towel?
Morris, however, soon caught on to the act. While snooping around looking for a towel to clean up the drink he had accidentally knocked over, he began to feel uneasy. As he searched through, something caught his eye. His eyes darted around the room, and he quickly noticed cameras strategically placed, all aimed in his direction. It was then that he saw the filming crew, partially concealed behind a curtain, recording his every move.
I gotta take off. Sir? Yeah. I need to talk to you for a minute.
Unfortunately for him, the police were right around the corner and were able to catch him before he could make a run for it. It was at this moment Morris realized he'd been caught and broke down while being arrested.
Yes! Get on the ground! On the ground! I wasn't gonna do it! Get on the ground! Get on the ground!
Get his keys.
I wasn't doing anything. Oh man, I wasn't doing anything.
Get his keys.
I wasn't doing anything.
Am I being booked for? We'll explain all that too. Can I call my wife?
You can do that after this booking procedure.
I think it's
going to talk to a detective and just
explain that to him already. He's just not. He's failing to.
I'm not failing. I'm just really scared.
nothing to be scared about.
Nothing to be scared about?
No.
I'm somebody who has never done anything in my life besides a traffic ticket, and you wouldn't be scared?
You're in some trouble, obviously.
Yeah, I feel like I'm in big trouble, and I feel like I made maybe a mistake, but I didn't do anything. Handcuffs, I have pictures being taken of me left and right. I don't know what I'm being accused of.
Saying that he didn't know what he was being accused of just goes to show the kind of person he actually is. Then Morris was brought into the trailer for questioning. His interrogation was unlike any other I've ever seen. After reading Morris's Miranda rights, the detective wasted no time and asked Morris about his online persona. Morris sat in the small, dimly lit trailer, his hands trembling slightly as he tried to maintain his composure. The detective, a seasoned professional with a stern expression, leaned forward and fixed Morris with an unwavering gaze. The room seemed to close in on Morris as the weight of his actions became undeniable. The detective's relentless questioning left no room for evasion, and Morris's facade began to crumble under the scrutiny.
What screen name do you use?
I really need to have an attorney present.
Okay.
Can you tell me what's going to happen?
What's going to happen? You're being charged with, I believe, attempt lewd acts with a child under the age of 14 and burglary.
Burglary?
Yes. Okay.
Stealing what?
By entering the dwelling that you did. Okay. So at that point, I'm going to bring you back over to booking. You'll be transported to the Sonoma County Sheriff's.
Am I going to jail?
Yeah.
Before the detective could extract an answer from him, Morris made a swift decision to request legal representation. Although initially defiant, a wave of guilt soon washed over him, causing him to surrender to the weight of his conscience. In the tense silence of the interrogation room, Morris found himself lost in thought, his mind swirling with regrets and what-ifs. Finally, unable to bear the burden of his secrets any longer, Morris's defenses crumbled. With a heavy sigh, he broke the silence, his voice trembling with emotion as he admitted to the detective the truth of his actions.
Steve, I've never done anything wrong in my life. Ever. You know my record.
Okay.
I've never had more than a traffic ticket.
Okay.
What happens when I get to the city when I jail?
They'll talk to you whether you can arrange bail or anything like that. Other than that, you'd probably be in jail until Tuesday for arraignment.
I didn't do anything.
Okay.
What did I steal?
Okay, that's what I told you. It's not about stealing.
What did I?
Okay.
What did I take?
Okay, let me just stop you for a second. You asked to talk to an attorney.
Yes.
Okay, I'm not going to discuss this further because I can't. Okay, unless you want to waive your right to have an attorney present.
Can I call my wife?
You will be able to make a call later on.
I need to call her now.
Okay, I'm not going to base this on. You still want to have an attorney present.
I will answer what I can.
Okay.
Morris then opts to engage in conversation with the detective but selects only to respond to queries that do not implicate him. Nonetheless, this decision to converse with the detective in the absence of legal counsel would exacerbate the situation.
I'm not going to play games
I'm
here.
not playing games. I'm scared out of my mind.
Right. And I understand that.
You saw my record. I've never done anything wrong in my life.
Okay.
And now I'm being charged with very serious offenses.
Okay. There's rules I have to go by. The fact that you've asked to speak to an attorney, okay, I have to visit that, and I have to respect your constitutional rights.
All right, let's talk.
Okay. So I just want to clear, you want to talk to me without the presence of an attorney.
But I'm also making clear that I'm not going to answer things that I think could damage me. Yes.
What screen name do you go by?
I use Tall Dreamy Dog.
Okay. Is that a Yahoo
Yes.
website? Okay.
Shockingly, Morris would attempt to shift the blame onto the decoy victim by informing the detective that it was she who had expressed a desire to meet.
Petaluma today.
I was curious.
Okay. Curious about what?
I chatted with someone online. She had asked to meet me on several occasions. I declined. And today again she asked. I had a little bit of time, not very much.
Okay.
Because I have to be home to pick my wife up. And so I thought I would come out and meet her and nothing more.
Okay. And how old was the person you were chatting with?
Sure.
How old did she tell you? You don't know? You don't remember?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I know she was young, and I know that.
Under 18?
I'm not sure.
Okay. How old are you? 48? 48? Okay. Do you remember the person, the name of the person that you were coming to visit? Willow. The male, female? Female, okay.
Morris claims not to remember any details regarding his chats with the girl, whom he refers to as Willow. When questioned about their interactions, he often hesitated and appeared confused. However, his memory loss seemed suspiciously selective. He could easily recall information about himself and Willow, but when the detective pressed him on the more incriminating aspects of their conversations, Morris's demeanor shifted. He would stammer, look away, and insist that he couldn't remember, his face showing signs of distress. The detective noted this pattern, realizing that Morris's selective amnesia conveniently surfaced whenever the topic turned to the explicit and damning details of their chats. This inconsistency only served to deepen the detective's suspicions and strengthen the case against Morris.
Me, /Doc, that's you. Okay, talking with Willow Filipino.
No, I don't remember it being them. She wanted me to come visit her, and I didn't want to come.
What day have you come over?
She was alone.
Okay. Do you know where her parents were?
I can't remember. She said her mother went away or something.
Okay. How about her father? Okay.
She begged me to come over. I mean, I don't know how you guys, if you read, when I told her I wouldn't come, she said she was begging me to come.
Okay. On 707, I'm 13, female. What's your ASL? And then you say, oh goodness, I'm 29, sorry. Is that accurate?
I don't remember.
But would that be accurate that you...
I don't remember.
I mean, does anybody else use your computer?
I don't know. I don't remember those words. I don't remember her
Okay.
age.
But obviously you knew she was under the age of 18, so
I
knew that
she
somehow.
was young.
Okay. Did you ask her if she dated older guys? Did you talk to her about touching and kissing and making each other feel good?
I remember she saying that she had trouble finding somebody to make her feel good.
Okay.
I was playing with her.
And then you typed to her, I wouldn't stop until you came over and over.
For saying that.
You talked to her about kissing her chest.
If this wasn't enough madness already, at some point, Morris had realized that what he was doing was a crime but continued to chat with Willow regardless. Despite the growing awareness of his illegal actions, he chose to ignore the moral and legal implications.
You said, Willow, I would like to, but I could get in trouble. Meaning, for her coming over. Okay, so that's accurate, you said that?
I don't remember.
Okay. And then you told her, no, I'm real, but you're under 18 and I'm over. We would have to be so careful.
I don't remember saying that, but I told her that she needed to. I was concerned about her. She needed to be careful.
Okay. Do you remember talking to her or asking her, do you like the French? Okay. Did you ever see a picture of her?
I think she has pictures.
Okay. So you commented about her body looking pretty hot.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't remember.
And then you asked her what bra size she wore. And she said 30B, but it's kind of big on me right now. I'm still growing.
I don't remember saying that.
Okay. And then saying that you will kiss them.
I don't remember. I remember saying for her to be careful and she can get into trouble and she shouldn't be doing this.
Okay.
And that's why I didn't come. And the only reason I came today, I was curious, but I wasn't going to do anything. I had no intention to do anything.
Saying that there was no intention of doing anything is an absolute lie, and we all know that. When the detective confronts Morris, there's a drastic change in his demeanor. He shifts from calm to agitated as he realizes there's no way out of this. His voice raises, his hands begin to tremble, and beads of sweat form on his forehead. The reality of this situation hits him hard, stripping away any remaining facade of innocence.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, you're talking about that you want her to take your pants off. You talk about, what will you wear? I don't know, whatever's clean, something sexy. Then you said, will you take it off for me? And then you ask her that you want her to take her pants off also. You can take mine off if you want. So how do you want to do it?
I wasn't going to do anything.
Okay, but you're here. You're telling me you're concerned for her welfare.
But you read on, and I was playing with her. That was not appropriate. But then when you read on, I say over and over again that she shouldn't be doing this. I can't come see you. She begs me to come. Officer Nelson, I shouldn't have talked to her. You're right. I wasn't going to do anything.
Have you ever done this before?
No.
Never?
Never met a 13-year-old?
On the internet, yeah.
No.
No. I mean, you told her you were a doctor.
Mr. Nelson, you have to believe me. I would never have done anything to her.
Okay, you know, Maurice, I'm just reading your chats, and you know, you're talking about being concerned for her, and you're asking her, will you suck me? And I want you to taste me. Did you say that?
I don't remember.
Okay, you know,
I don't remember, but I never would have done anything to her.
and then you show up. I mean, where do you live? In Piedmont? How long did it take you to get here?
40 minutes.
Where's your wife right now?
At a party.
So where does she think you're at work?
No, I told her I would go out for a while.
Morris says he's never done anything wrong in his life, but that just means he's never been caught doing anything wrong. The detective doesn't buy into his words, especially considering he has all the proof in his hands. Every time he asks Morris something, it's just to confirm it, whether through Morris's verbal response or by reading his body language. The detective watches Morris closely, noting every nervous twitch and evasive glance. With each question, Morris's defensive posture and fidgeting only serve to reinforce his guilt. The evidence is damning, and Morris's attempts to downplay his actions are futile. The detective knows the truth, and it's only a matter of time before Morris's facade completely crumbles.
Come on, to meet a 13-year-old, that nothing would have happened. And you expect me to believe that? After you talk about having different sexual acts with her?
She begged me to come. And I know that doesn't make it right, but I never went to anything.
There's another thing that might interest you. Morris also brought a gift that was found later in his car. And guess what was it? A lingerie.
5'7", weighs 130.
Okay. So you didn't bring any of that lingerie for
Absolutely not.
for Willow?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
There was really, I didn't even know there was, what was there?
This is in the back seat.
What was it?
The lingerie.
No. I don't believe that.
Okay.
We don't carry lingerie in our car.
Okay.
You sure it's not kids' clothing?
It's not kids' clothing. Okay. Did you send her any pictures?
No.
Not long after this, Morris eventually stopped the interrogation by asking for an attorney. He was then allowed to call his wife to give her the shocking news of his arrest. His voice trembled as he delivered the devastating revelation, leaving her in disbelief and distress. The gravity of his actions and the consequences began to fully sink in, marking the beginning of the end for Morris's career and personal life.
I'm in big trouble. I'll explain. You have to bail me out of the Sonoma County Jail. $30,000 check we'll need. It was a sting operation. I'll explain it to you when you're here. Don't bring the girls. I didn't do anything, but I did something stupid.
Morris ended up paying the price for his actions, and his case dragged on for 2 years. He was finally sentenced to 2 months in jail, 3 years of probation, and a lifetime registration as a sex offender. His license to practice medicine was permanently revoked after his conviction. After years of enduring social stigma from losing his reputation, family, and finances, Morris's life took a tragic turn. The weight of his disgrace and isolation became unbearable. On January 6, 2021, many years after the initial incident, Morris ended his own life. The second case involves Dr. William Wright Adams, a medical professional who found himself at the center of a dramatic and unexpected turn of events. On June 24, 2022, Dr. Adams was arrested in St. Petersburg, Florida, on suspicion of burglary. Initially, the circumstances seemed straightforward, with law enforcement officers responding to a reported break-in at a local residence. However, as the arrest unfolded, it became clear that the situation was far more complex than initially thought. As the officers were taking Dr. Adams into custody, an undercover police officer arrived on the scene, seemingly coincidentally. Little did they know, this chance encounter would soon prove to be a crucial turning point in the investigation. As the officer observed the unfolding scene, he noticed something that would have devastating consequences for Dr. Adams. The details of this development will be revealed in subsequent updates, but it is safe to say that the arrest had escalated into something much more serious than a mere burglary charge.
We can 15 him right away. I'll explain everything, okay?
Dr. Adams insisted that he was merely en route to perform a surgical procedure. He denied any involvement in the alleged burglary, asserting that he was merely an innocent bystander. However, his pleas fell on deaf ears as the arresting officers remained unmoved. As Dr. Adams continued to plead his case, he was met with a stern response from the authorities. The cuffs were swiftly applied, and he was informed that he was under arrest and would not be leaving the scene anytime soon.
Okay, that's fine. This is more important right now. Okay, Billy. All right. Is this too tight to pull your hands? You need a second set?
Dr. William is a renowned plastic surgeon in St. Petersburg who was acquainted with the local authorities, having previously faced legal repercussions. In a past incident, he had been arrested on suspicion of possessing methamphetamine, but fortunately for him, the charges were ultimately dropped. However, it appears that Dr. Adams failed to take this experience as a warning, and instead, he has repeated his mistakes, landing himself back in custody. Despite his professional reputation and success, Dr. Adams' personal life has been marked by controversy and missteps. The authorities' familiarity with Dr. Adams' past transgressions likely played a significant role in their swift response to his latest arrest, as they may have been less inclined to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Operating where at? You said you
Plastic surgery.
Okay, where at?
My office
Where's that at?
on 9th Avenue North.
You got anything in your pockets or anything?
I don't think so.
I'll check.
Officers were determined to uncover any evidence that could justify his continued detention of Dr. Adams. They rummaged through the vehicle, searching for any item that could make his arrest worth his while. Meanwhile, Dr. Adams, aware that he was already running late for his scheduled surgery, attempted to negotiate his way out of the situation by explaining that a patient was being sedated and prepared for surgery. However, Officer Johnson did not pay heed and refused to take the bait. Instead, he decided to verify the doctor's claims by calling his office and informing them of Dr. Adams' predicament.
I have somebody to sleep right now for me to operate on.
Okay.
So I have to call
Would you
them.
like me to
If
call
I
them
can't be
and
there,
tell them? Or are they going to do that when you show up?
They're all waiting for me right now.
Okay, so are they doing the medicine prior to you showing up?
Sedation, probably somewhat. Usually
Yes or no? Because I'll make a call over there.
Yes, please call.
Okay.
Despite the fact that Dr. Adams had yet to be informed of the specific charges against him, he was shrewd enough to realize that it was crucial to exercise his right to remain silent until he had consulted with his legal counsel. He was aware that anything he said at this point could potentially be used against him, and therefore, he wisely decided to refrain from making any incriminating statements.
I know you probably have no clue what's going on right now, but I think you have a perspective of what I'm going to bring up that I'd appreciate statements for. That's up to you. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you in the court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have him or her present with you while you're being questioned. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you. You could decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements. Having these rights in mind, do you wish to talk to me now?
My attorney, Kevin Hazlett.
Okay. You want your attorney present?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
As Officer Johnson began to prepare the equipment necessary for the search, Dr. Adams' growing anxiety became unavoidable. He watched intently as the officer donned latex gloves, knowing that his leather bag was about to be thoroughly searched. The officer's next move was to carefully examine the contents of one of the bank deposit bags, which had yielded a surprising discovery, a methamphetamine pipe. The officer placed the pipe in an evidence bag, marking a significant turning point in the investigation. The real clincher, however, came when the officer uncovered a second bag containing what appeared to be methamphetamine. The discovery was likely to be a devastating blow to Dr. Adams' already precarious situation, and it seemed that the game over scenario was now a very real possibility.
Do you have a meth test kit by any chance? If not, I might have it in my truck.
It was clear that his lawyer had instructed Dr. Adams to exercise his right to remain silent and not answer any questions until his legal representative arrived at the precinct. With this in mind, Officer Johnson would need to be patient and professional, respecting Dr. Adams' right to remain silent while also conducting a thorough and efficient investigation. The officer's goal would be to gather as much evidence as possible while waiting for the lawyer's arrival, rather than trying to extract information from Dr. Adams through questioning.
How are you, Kevin Hazelett here?
Good, Kevin.
I was talking to your sergeant. I'm just gonna, if you could do me a favor, just put it on speaker. Here's what we're gonna do. I talked to the sergeant, who's a nice young lady. What we're gonna do at this point is we're gonna invoke your rights against self-incrimination. We'll have an opportunity to speak to the right people at the right time. Just today's not the time. So I'm going to ask you not to answer any more of the questions. They're not going to ask you any more questions. Let's go ahead and just, I'll connect with you. I will get you bonded out of jail this afternoon. It will take probably till 3 or 4 o'clock today. They've got to book you. They're going to take you. This process takes some time.
The latex gloves go back on, and the officer resumes digging for evidence to incriminate Adams. Adams had previously evaded a possession charge, and the officer is determined to ensure it doesn't happen again. The thought of a drug-addicted surgeon operating on patients is terrifying. After all the evidence is collected from his vehicle, Adams is taken back to jail to endure a long afternoon while he waits for his lawyer to retrieve his backpack.
Scared that that bag's going inside a medical facility.
Yeah. Time to take this backpack. Yeah, that will go all back in here. Do you want them to bring your backpack?
Adams hasn't been cleared as a suspect in the burglary case and is awaiting trial for his second crystal meth possession charge. Given the gravity of the situation, it's highly unlikely he'll ever perform surgery again. A prospect that should bring a sigh of relief to the public. But if you thought things couldn't get worse, think again. People who are supposed to do good and instead do evil don't stop here. On February 3, 2021, officers rushed to the home daycare of 48-year-old Amanda Hickey after a 911 call reported an unresponsive baby. What unfolded next is one of the most shocking cases you'll ever see. As the officers arrived at the scene, they were met with a frantic atmosphere. Paramedics were already performing CPR on the tiny infant, desperately trying to revive the baby. The daycare, once a place of safety and care, was now swarming with emergency personnel and filled with a sense of dread and disbelief. Amanda Hickey, the daycare owner, stood off to the side, her face a mask of fear and anxiety. She claimed she had found the baby unresponsive and had immediately called for help. However, as the investigation began, a darker and more sinister picture started to emerge.
Hey guys, right here. Breathing? Still CPR? Yep. All right.
Down in the bed.
He's laying face down in the bed?
Yeah.
All right, clear.
Analyzing heart rhythm. Stay clear of patient. Analyzing heart. No shock advised.
All right, let's go. Let's go. Go, go, go.
Be sure emergency medical services.
Is this y'all's child?
Officers identified Amanda Hickey as the owner of Little Lovey Daycare while performing emergency CPR on the 4-month-old, identified as Charlie Cromiller. The police asked Amanda to notify the parents immediately. According to Amanda, she had placed Charlie on his stomach despite being explicitly warned against it by his parents. The parents had repeatedly emphasized that Charlie should only sleep on his back due to his young age and the associated risks of sudden infant death syndrome, SIDS. Ignoring these warnings, Amanda's decision to place him on his stomach led to the tragic emergency. As the investigation continued, more troubling details emerged.
Dead on his back, but his parents stated he could roll over, but I had never seen it.
What time did you call 911?
I can show you. I was quite
Maggie.
fucking flipped out. So I dialed it, and then I think I just kept hitting it, and then I think this was them calling me back.
Show me how you placed him.
Sure.
And you do a picture, and then show me how you found him.
Ready? Okay.
And there was another child in there, so you put him down and picked one up, right?
Did.
So he was in there by himself.
He was, yes.
Yes.
There was a switch.
Charlie's mother, Stephanie, then arrived on the scene. In a devastating moment, she sprinted toward the ambulance, her face etched with panic and fear.
Have her go in the ambulance with them. Scottish Rite, ma'am. Go in the ambulance right there. They're getting ready to go.
Officers diligently investigated the scene. Their efforts revealed shocking details that further intensified the gravity of the situation. To their horror, officers discovered that Amanda had left the baby unattended for a staggering 2 hours. This egregious neglect was a stark betrayal of the trust placed in her by his parents and a violation of the most basic standards of childcare. But the disturbing revelations didn't end there. As officers combed through the daycare, they uncovered surveillance cameras discreetly positioned throughout the premises. These cameras, hidden from view, raised troubling questions about Amanda's motives and the true extent of her actions. The discovery sent shockwaves through the community, amplifying concerns about the safety and well-being of the children entrusted to her care.
Not only that, they also discovered cameras around the daycare.
So I noticed you have cameras.
I do.
They record 24/7?
I believe so, yeah.
Or is it just motion?
That's a great question. I'm not positive.
Okay, that's okay. Will we be able to access those?
I think so.
And get the footage?
Like the families don't. It's not like something that I share with the families. It's a closed.
No, yeah, no, I understand.
Where's the mattress pad?
She said that was the mattress pad, but it looks like it's...
There's no pad in there.
I know. That's what I said. But she said that's what he was sleeping on. They're all like that, though. I didn't want to manipulate it, so I haven't touched it yet, but he was found face down in that corner. Top left corner. She put him back, and she said he must have rolled over, but they do have a camera in here.
I got it.
Right there.
But it's not going to, is he going to capture that?
I don't know.
See that? The discoloration on the pad.
Yeah, I see it now.
And then the discoloration on the actual the brown.
Yeah.
It's just thing I've seen when I was
Hey, go ahead and get the child out. I'm just going to keep looking through for a minute, if that's okay.
Amanda couldn't hold back her tears anymore. She suddenly understood how serious everything was. She knew she'd have to face the parents of the other kids she was looking after. The thought made her feel really scared and sorry for what she had done. She realized she had let everyone down, and she felt terrible about it. She knew she had to prepare herself to face the consequences.
Tell him a baby had an emergency and...
I can escort you out when you drop the babies off.
All
If
right.
you have any questions, I can answer those
There you
questions
go.
for you. Okay?
We can do that for you to help
It's
you out.
going to be really hard for you to talk to them. Really hard. Okay.
the baby had a medical emergency, so you didn't, nothing.
So I just don't know. I don't know what. I just. Yes, I'll just need an escort.
Okay.
Just give them, so you hear me give them the same message to everybody. I'm not sure what that message is yet, but I need to tell them all something. We had an emergency. What do I tell them? We had an emergency here today, and I'm gonna be closed to am I closed? I don't.
I mean, as of right now, this is just I mean, it's all under investigation. We have to figure out kind of a few more things before we can classify it one way or the other, okay? I don't see any signs of malicious intent here. We're not leaning towards that by no means. But I can't sit here and tell you that without a doubt.
You can't predict the future. I understand that. I just don't know what to tell them.
To tell them that, that you had an emergency, a child had to be rushed to the hospital, and leave it at that. Technically, you can't share any more
I don't
information
know
on that
anything.
right there. So,
No, that's all you gotta tell them.
yep.
Tell them
And if they have questions, our officers here will be glad to help out.
It's interesting to note that Amanda didn't start crying until she realized she had to face the parents. The fact that she showed no signs of being upset before that is hard to believe. Soon, officials received an update on baby Charlie's situation from the hospital.
Do we have an update on the hospital yet?
Yeah. They've given him a bunch of rounds of epinephrine, but
it's looking like it's...
Yeah, there's no signs of life. They're talking to the parents.
Yeah.
I'll let y'all know here in a minute, but I expect here soon I'm going to get the official word. Doctors with the parents, they've done about 6 rounds of epinephrine. Sorry. And it's not officially called yet, but they're talking with the parents. And it looks like there's no signs of life. So as soon as he gives me the final official word, I'll let you know.
Devastatingly, Charlie was later pronounced dead.
The medical examiner will do an examination on Charlie tomorrow to try to determine what happened, what the cause and manner of death is. That he may know that information tomorrow. That information may take weeks, depending on different tests that they have to run and things like that. So I can't guarantee you that information will be available tomorrow, but once the case is completed, and that means once the medical examiner completes their examination, they get the findings, they have to write it up. Then I also have to turn in my investigative report, and the whole file has to be approved by a supervisor. So there's kind of a chain of events.
Sure.
But once that's complete, you can get a copy of the autopsy report if you would like it. I simply request.
The drive home from the hospital must have been unimaginably difficult for the Cronmillers, filled with heartache and disbelief as they grappled with the devastating loss of their baby. Meanwhile, Amanda's daughter, Natalie, rushed to the scene after receiving a text from her mother alerting her to the medical emergency. As she arrived, a sense of dread washed over her, realizing the severity of the situation unfolding before her eyes.
Is she in trouble? Not right now, your mom. You can go talk to your mom. Feel free. Feel free.
I had a medical emergency.
You in trouble?
No, I'm not in trouble. Don't worry about your mom, okay?
She's not going to jail, right?
After the initial visit where the police left without Amanda, the days that followed must have been tense and uncertain for everyone involved. Then, a few days later, officers returned to the home, their footsteps echoing with purpose as they approached the door. This time, there was a sense of determination among them, a resolve to uncover the truth and ensure justice prevailed. This visit would be different. They were prepared to leave with answers and accountability.
Face me with chains on your back, okay? You are being placed under arrest.
Okay.
Okay. Do you want to talk to me? If so, we can go back to the police department and we can talk. If not, you're going to go straight to the cab jail.
Yes.
You do want to talk to me?
Yes.
Okay. So then we'll go back and we'll discuss it at the interview room, and then from there you'll be released to the jail, okay?
Can I tell anyone inside that that's where I'm going?
Who's in there?
My daughter?
Yeah, can you call her down to the door?
Sure.
What was her name?
Natalie.
Natalie? Miss Natalie? Can you come here for a moment, please?
Hold on right now.
Your mom's going to go with us, okay, to our headquarters for right now. She wants to talk to me, and then from there she'll be turned over to DeKalb County Jail. Once she gets to the jail, she'll be able to make phone calls and call and let you know about bonding and things like that, but it's probably going to be a couple of days before she gets a bond, okay?
Okay.
So she wanted to let you know.
Okay.
Before she is taken away, Amanda's husband asks officers what she's being arrested for, seemingly unaware of the gravity of the situation. It's as if he wasn't present on the day his wife's actions led to the tragic death of an infant.
What is she being arrested for? Felony murder and cruelty to children in the second degree.
The fact that Natali didn't react with surprise or question why they were arresting her mom leads me to believe that she knew what happened. It's as if she was aware of the events that transpired. Body camera footage captures an officer speaking to Charlie's parents after the incident, providing them with a glimpse of the truth behind closed doors in Amanda's home.
Hey. So I'm just going to use this door as her door. Excuse me. So he was standing kind of like this, looking out the window there. So she comes up, and then Mr. Graham was standing next to him. So she walks up and opens the door, right? And his feet are hitting it, stopping the door from him. She does that 4 times. Okay. Then you can tell that she gets annoyed by that, and that's when she grabs him, right? One arm on each, spins around, okay, and it's open here, so he doesn't hit anything. So when he spins around, she's not paying attention. She's still looking at the door, and then drops him. So when he hits the ground, his feet come up over his head. He kind of rolls up, and his feet move over to the side. So that shows me a couple of things. One, it wasn't just a gentle sit down, because his feet continued to move in the direction that his momentum was going, right, from that sling.
Refusing to speak to the authorities, Amanda was charged with second-degree murder, reckless conduct, and multiple counts of cruelty to children. Despite her attempts to avoid accountability, justice caught up with her. In the end, she was sentenced to 30 years in prison, followed by 5 years of probation. This severe punishment reflects the seriousness of her crimes and serves as a stark reminder of the consequences of neglect and disregard for human life. So, this was it from our stories of the most evil doctors. If you liked this video, consider subscribing to this channel and comment about the case that sent chills down your spines. Bye until next time.